Always on his phone.
Maybe the chat can tell us if we are actually present.
Well, I can have a look at now. It doesn't look like we're live yet.
Yeah, it's still offline.
Please come over to the pack assignments.
It looks like we might be live now. Whether our audio is live, I'm not sure. Let's talk as if we're live, just in case. All right, we are back. Thank you for that, getting the technical issues sorted. We are in setup. In fact, I think setup's ready, so we'll be cutting to the stream soon, hopefully. We'll be looking ready to go. We have the Star Vipers set up right in the middle of the table.
Yes, and we've got a very dense field of obstacles here. I think the Star Vipers are going to enjoy flitting around with their micro thrusters.
They can deal with
dodging
this,
through
no
rocks. Trying to make life difficult for the shuttle and for that Punisher, because those are not particularly maneuverable ships when you get right down to it. I think when we left off, we were talking about faction breakdowns. I'm not sure that came through prior to the cutoff, but we're kind of boiled down to about equal, roughly equal for each faction, which is pretty interesting, with the exception of the First Order, which has been thoroughly knocked out, and the Separatists, who are down to one strong Vulture swarm holding strong.
Yep.
But the Galactic Republic still in it with 3. Scum and Villainy actually at the top of the pops with 4 lists remaining. Galactic Empire with 3, Rebels with 3, and the Resistance with 2, including a 5 A-Wing list, which is still in the mix.
Awesome. And if you look at the percentage representation, when we got to the 98, Scum was somewhere around the 12% mark. They're now representing 25% of the field.
So Scum on the rise. Like I always say, Scum floats to the top.
Scum floats to the top. 25% of the field doesn't feel right. This might be a conversion rate rather than a representation of the field.
Still, they are the strongest faction right now, by the numbers at least.
Yeah.
And we will see if they can extend their advantage here against the Empire, or if this particular Scum list will be taken down. The butterfly effect being flown by Mitchell Potshop Raab, or Raab, I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah, and he's
from Lake Elsinore.
He's set up right in the middle. He clearly didn't want to go jousting this list, so he was just happy to turn away. Quite a nice setup there. Put yourself in the middle, figure out where your opponent goes, and you've got plenty of time to get out of the way of these big
Star
ships.
Vipers have an amazing dial. Micro thrusters is an amazing ability. And with 4 of them on the board, you have a lot of firepower and a lot of redundant health. So this is not exactly a swarm list, and it's not exactly an aces list. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's a 4 quality ships with good maneuverability and mid-initiative.
Mid-initiative, exactly.
No frills to this list, but a beautiful paint job. And the Star Viper is a ship that's kind of capable of everything.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of crack shots on the board here.
Yeah, those 4 crack shots are really going to help against, well, really against any list, but particularly against hard targets where it's difficult to get the damage through. That's a good thing to have against Sunter if you're lucky enough to line up a bullseye. Although I can't imagine Duncan's gonna let that happen this game. But it'll help him burn down the Punisher faster. It'll help him burn down that shuttle faster. It will certainly be a factor against those larger bases. And you never know. You might get a lucky block and bullseye against Sunter if things go really awry for Duncan's plan.
Yeah, quite possible. And Duncan turning in straight away.
Now, on Duncan's side of the equation, he doesn't have the sustained firepower that these Star Vipers are capable of, but he is much more capable of a devastating alpha strike. He's got proton torpedoes. We know how nasty those can be. And he's got Sunterfell with the optimized prototype, basically about as kitted out as Sunterfell can be. Targeting computer, hull upgrade for a little extra safety, a little insurance against those bad rolls.
Yeah.
But that's going to let him use that Sunter like an absolute battering ram.
And Jendon being able to throw these locks all the way across the board. So we're going to see a ton of locks coming down this time.
And Jendon, as usual for the shuttle, will probably get 1 or 2 3-dice shots in, followed by maybe a few tail shots if he survives.
Oh, yep.
But his primary role there is certainly to enable that prototype to really do work and to set up those Alpha Strike locks. And of course, Redline's going to get double locks, from all the way across the board. So that is a pretty devastating proton torpedo.
See, so I'm wondering where optimized prototype is. It looks like it is
I think I see it next to Sunterfell there.
It is, which is interesting because having that on Redline being able to hold 2 locks. It's quite interesting. Could be able to spread it out a bit. But I guess getting that extra firepower from Sunter to push the damage through.
Well, and Sunter's even though Sunter has less hull, he's much more likely to survive, and he's much more likely to be able to utilize that ability for longer. Now, I don't think that the optimized prototype is going to be as important in this game as it probably is in games against enemy ace builds where you really need to strip those shields. But you go up against Jedi, specifically Jedi with the 7B configuration, and you can use that prototype to just strip shields. You don't even have to have quality shots. You just have an I6 repositioning, getting a chip shot from range 3, and that's a shield gun. That's narrowing their margin of error even further. So that seems like a really strong meta choice given the amount of elite ace lists we've seen. And if you go up against something like a Phantom, you can get that thing almost to half, just with the prototype shots.
And with all the regen, being able to just keep stripping the shields, forcing the regen up early, get that out of the way, and then you can really start hitting home.
Now, Duncan's been a Sunter fan for a really long time, and this is clearly a 2.0 Sunter that he's thought a lot about. He's kind of built his whole Jendon list around it, around having one big heavy torpedo dishing Punisher, and then Sunter's the closer.
Great, and it's so all those locks over there now, focusing on the yellow ship. When Duncan did it, I guess he was like, yeah, why not yellow? This stage is hard to know. And then,
well, it's the closest one, and it might not be for long, but that's definitely what you want. He can always readjust these target locks if the Star Vipers choose to dance around. So I think he's just going to want to have those locks focused on one of them. He's going to try to burn a ship down as fast as he can, because he's at a disadvantage right now in terms of ship numbers and firepower.
Right.
So he really does need to delete one of those as quickly as he can.
Are you listening?
Yeah, because
the Punisher doesn't last long. The shuttle's beefy, but it's on a clock. Anything with 1 agility is basically on a clock.
Right. Yeah, that Punisher can take a punishing quite quickly.
It can. It can. It absolutely can. It punishes, and it is punished.
Yep. But it's going to be looking to utilize those proton torps, I imagine, and reload and hit again. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the battle plan there. With only 2 dice primary.
I mean, even at a total of 65 points, Redline is a real hammer. It's still a good value because you're getting a high initiative ship, you're getting and you're getting a crazy bid.
Yeah,
like that's the other thing we haven't talked about.
21-point bid there.
21-point bid. So he's really counting on an endgame Sunter to close things out for him. Because for 21 points, he could be putting trajectory simulator and bombs on Redline. He could be buffing the shuttle a little bit. He could be bringing. He could even probably squeeze a Palpatine into this list, and he's just chosen to invest incredibly heavily into making absolutely sure that he is moving last with Sunter Fel. It is so important to him that he's willing to sacrifice a huge amount of upgrade space in order to do that.
Yeah.
He's kept everything incredibly slim.
Yeah, it's an interesting build-out. And it's obviously done him well so far.
Yeah, so far so good. It's served him well. We'll see if he can chew through all of this Star Viper. And Mitchell, very intelligently, trying to draw the Empire into this asteroid field, which is going to limit Sunter's repositional power. It's going to limit the Alpha Strike capability, and it's going to give the shuttle some problems if the shuttle is going to try to fly through here. So I like this. You want to fight in the asteroids with these Vipers if you can. That micro thruster maneuver, so crucial to the Star Viper's effectiveness. One of the cooler things in 2nd edition as a ship ability.
Oh yeah, that chassis is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely fun to fly. And Duncan just wanting to get to grips with things quickly, maneuver around that debris cloud, hoping for a nice Alpha Strike here with the Punisher. And a flank with Sunter. He's coming for. He's coming for Mitchell. I don't think we're going to see quite the same level of jockeying as
I think there'll be a little bit
there will be a
jockeying. And there's a big difference between jockeying, positioning, and stalling. They're 2 completely different things.
Absolutely. But I think we'll come to grips with the combat in this game a little bit faster. Although we will see. Because the Punisher doesn't have the same capability as a Phantom and an Inquisitor and Vader. Like you can't really keep a shuttle and a Punisher out of the fight for too long.
Right, yeah.
So there's going to be a few rounds where they maneuver for optimum position, and then I think we're going to see things start to play out here. One of the interesting things about these Star Vipers, though, is because every single ship is the same, it's not impossible to split this squad into two.
Right, yeah.
You know, other squads really have difficulty splitting off and engaging disparate elements, but in terms of this list, you could certainly send 2 Star Vipers to kind of zone Soontir out and not let him get behind you, while the other 2 take on the Punisher. That is not an impossibility whatsoever.
And they, due to how easily they reposition, you can just reform them quite quickly as well.
You can S-loop back, you can curve barrel roll back. It's an incredibly flexible squad. They all move at the same initiative. You can change your game plan on a dime, and that really is going to factor into this matchup, I think. This is a much more flexible squad than we saw last round, with all these different ships and, you know, the Hawk not having the speed or the K-turn. These ships are not so easy to pin down for an ace.
Okay, cool.
Where's our chat? There it is.
Ready?
No?
I am. All right. Shuttle, 1 straight. Clear the stress.
And we got the shuttle just kind of cruising along the edge. The shuttle's value here is almost entirely support.
We're going to coordinate.
Obviously, he'll take the shots when he can, but it's there to coordinate. It's there to enable the optimized prototype, and it's there to support as its primary function. And then later on in the game, once it's kind of set everything up for success, it can come swooping in, lay down some firepower, maybe block some fire lanes, and be that excellent support ship that it is. And a beautiful paint job, I must say. A really, really nice repaint there with that striking sort of... We've got kind of an insect theme here. We got the monarch butterflies, and we've got a sort of bumblebee-looking shuttle.
Is it not the
Cobra
Cobra Kai one that Duncan flies, I think?
Oh, sure.
I think it's normally the one that he has out. It could be a
It's
different
given
one.
me a wasp vibe, though.
Yeah, it has that
for
kind
sure.
of vibe. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the black and the yellow for sure. But yeah, we should. And as I mentioned, we're seeing one of these Star Vipers peel off.
I think they might all be going now after
They may
Soontir.
all be heading Soontir's way.
Soontir looks like a tasty target by himself over there.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. You keep some distance between you and the Punisher. You prevent that flank, which is very important when you're dealing with someone like Soontir Fel. And you're making sure that those hits being traded back and forth are you're going to make Soontir pay for it. Now, Soontir also not as defensive as the Inquisitor or as Whisper. If Soontir can get that bullseye, he can have focus evade, but that's contingent on the bullseye, and he's got no force to back it up if he has to pull a red maneuver or gets bumped or something like that. So Soontir is a little bit more fragile in a lot of ways, even with that hull upgrade, than some of the others. So you can see the power of these Star Vipers able to just fully reposition as a block with this wonderful bank barrel roll. They can radically change their deployment at will. Yeah, I think that's going to serve them really, really well.
It's a headache playing with them and playing against them at any length of time. It takes a certain master to fly them.
Probably my favorite looking and now in second edition favorite scum ship to fly. Although it's tough because the fire spray and the Fang Fighter are also a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the list I'm running and I've brought with me in case I get any games in this weekend has Ulti Fang Fighter in it.
Oh, very nice.
Alongside Ketsu and Tarani.
You love Ketsu.
I do love Ketsu. Ketsu and Asajj was my list in 1.0.
Well, hopefully they'll get a little bit of a price break in the next update so they can be a little bit more viable.
They got nerfed a little bit with the shield count going down, hull going up, and then...
well, large ships in general, the large combat ships in 2.0, we were very careful to make sure that they fit into the spirit of the game with those rotating arcs without having quite so many shenanigans. And they're not quite these sort of untouchable points fortresses that they were in 1.0. And that's all for the best, but it is looking like they could perhaps use a little bit of help in the next update, so maybe we will see that. Although there was a Falcon in the cut. I don't know if it survived. We will perhaps check in to see whether it made it into the top 16 or not.
At a quick glance, I can't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, so yeah, we will see what happens in January, but for now we've got a really exciting game building up here, and we do see a small, medium, large list facing off against this quad Star Viper build.
Well, the interesting thing really is with Ketsu and Asajj is when they lost when the Ark lost a dice,
Yes.
and then they lost the ability to take engine upgrade, which is basically a thing in 2.0 with that ship.
Yeah,
they
huge.
just didn't. Ketsu wasn't able to pack punch quite as heavily. There were a few Ketsu lists about, which was nice. You do see Asajj on the fringe, but not so much together. There was one list. One of the Polish players was playing the two of them along with, I think, a generic Star Viper, but sadly wasn't to be and didn't make it. But
yeah, they are a bit of an uphill struggle at the moment, but I am sure we will see them swing back around in due time. But overall, I think that the sheer diversity on display here it's been even beyond my expectations. I'm very pleased with the list variety we've seen. There's tons of viable strategies. I don't think there are very many, if any, duplicate lists in going into. I'd be surprised if there's a duplicate list going into the top 16. We've seen a lot of different archetypes pull through.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly bring up the stats here that the tech team here have chucked together for me, and it'll give us a bit of an idea. We do have some dupes right now, but not many. As in, that's to say that we have 2 resistance lists where it's 2 of the transport pods and 3 A-wings.
Okay.
The other dupe we have is there are 2 lists with 3 Delta 7s. That's
But I
not to say
believe
they're
they're
the same.
different lists.
I think they're different lists.
And maybe those A-wing lists are a little different too. We don't know.
Quite possibly, yeah. What we've got here is a silhouette matchup of which ships are in the list. So I'd have to dig into it. And maybe
But
between
every
the rounds.
other list is different, right?
It's a singular, yeah. It's a different combination.
Absolutely remarkable.
So we have we're in the top 32. We have 30 different combinations of ships out of 32 lists.
I think that's maybe the best the meta's ever been.
I think exactly. And even out of those ones that are the same, I'm pretty confident the 2 triple Delta 7s are different. So. Yeah, because you've got Jespers with the calibrated laser targeting.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Very different. That plays very differently indeed. Yeah, and shockingly, no Nantexes in the top 32, which I am legitimately surprised by. It's a strong ship, but it didn't quite make it. I think everybody teched against it pretty hard, as you do when you have a new meta threat. All right, we've got some aggressive positioning on the part of Redline here. He's not going to let these Star Vipers pressure Soontir. He's gonna bring these proton torps to bear as quickly as he can.
Oh yeah, Redline's got a great line in here. He can bank
a great
hard in.
Red
a
line.
Great red line down towards these Star Vipers. Oh wow, we've still got 2 more rounds yet.
Oh, you're killing me. I mean, literally.
Right, and Soontir's managed to just kind of drag those Vipers into that situation and then just
he doesn't want to fly right into the teeth of that. So.
Absolutely not.
But I still think that's to Mitchell's benefit actually, because Mitchell can now, with the incredibly flexible Star Viper, whip around and take on this Punisher. And even if he doesn't, do a lot of damage to the Punisher, he's going to force it to retreat. That what the Punisher wants to do is chip in these proton torpedoes and then disengage to reload if at all possible.
Yeah.
Although one of the neat factors of Redline is he can actually reload and fire a second missile thanks to those target locks.
Yeah.
With rerolls.
Yeah,
so that's what makes him so scary.
And he has 2 charges straight off the bat, so doesn't
absolutely.
He have to
So
one,
he can
fire the other.
He can absolutely put on some hurt, and then if he's still around, potentially break off and live to do it all over again.
Yep.
But even as just a pure alpha strike, that is a gnarly ship. But Mitchell has now repositioned in order to take the Punisher on face first, which I think you want to do. That's what you want to do.
If these guys can all shoot at Redline, they can put a lot of damage in here.
Yeah. And this is what's so incredible about this 4 Star Viper list. This ability to just side slip like this is absolutely delicious and is going to serve him really, really well in this matchup. Because he's able to engage with these slow Imperial ships while protecting himself against Soontir. He's forced Soontir into a bit of a retreat here. And he can snap left or right at will.
What would be interesting, if Duncan was predicting him to come in and take on Redline, he may have dialed in a fast move from Soontir to get a cheeky flank shot in here.
Which I think would be a good move, but that's a risk, right? You have
it was a big risk.
You have to be pretty confident that they are going to turn. So that's ballsy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he's done anything like that. I mean,
absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see what these Star Vipers do. I'm imagining they're just going to snap back into formation.
Yeah, he's just marking the front ships because of the way he wants to, the order he wants to maneuver these guys in.
Just a beautiful migration here.
Yeah, just like a little cheeky. There's so many different places these guys can be.
That's so beautiful.
It's crazy. And it's not even like he can dial in maneuvers with these ships and have 4 or 5 different potential outcomes.
Micro thrusters is a real. It's what makes the ship. It really is.
Squeezing them all in there, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to assume a 3-bank here from Redline, but he could have slowed down a little bit.
Redline has yellow and orange target lock, and Sunter has yellow target locked. And they all are stressed and focused, right? Dope. All right, cool. I'm back.
So it's range 2 to 3 of those protons. So yeah, he slowed right down to make sure he can get those protons off. He didn't want to go too close just in case.
Yep. Well, and of course, the other value of the Star Viper is it can barrel roll and focus, and has an amazing dial. So he's able to snap back into place.
Target lock the same ship twice. Can I keep my target lock on the same ship?
You just select that ship again.
Okay, cool. Neato. Now, what other actions do I got anyway?
I like where these Star Vipers are sitting.
So we're going to target lock.
Punisher can't barrel roll out of the way. It's going to take a lot of fire, and it's going to take a lot of crack shots.
Yeah,
I'm out of range.
I don't bullseyes right there.
I don't love Duncan's position right now.
Well, I think he's thinking if he can push a lot of damage through onto one here, he might be okay.
But you don't want to trade a Punisher for a Star Viper.
No.
That's not a good exchange.
No, that's true.
Cool.
Sounds good.
But he's going to be in at least 2 cracks, maybe a third. It's hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, I think that left move was kind of a fake out. You know, fake like you're going left and then snap right back into position. If you haven't played against quad Vipers, but
Duncan
he is getting the flank.
Did dial in to get the flank, so maybe he saw it coming.
Sacrificing Redline to an extent to at least get this flank going. Because he can't afford to ignore Redline from here on out.
No. And between these 2 ships, he could potentially take out one of these Vipers. I mean,
it's
going to be some good
possible,
shooting.
But unlikely. But it is possible.
It's 5 damage to get through, and they are pretty jinky ships. They have 3 agility.
3 agility, behind a debris cloud, tokened up. I don't see it happening. One of the advantages that you don't really think about too often with lower initiative ships is it gives you a chance to know exactly whether you should spend that focus or not.
Right.
Because you can see exactly how nasty the combat round is before you have to make that choice.
But the interesting with the optimized prototype is that Sunter can pretty much, he's got a good chance of just stripping a shield off one of these.
Yeah,
and
but
the crit from the protons more likely to get through.
Yeah, that's very true. No, it's a good setup, but stripping a shield is not the end of the world for a Star Viper.
He hits an eye in 2 hits. He just takes the eye away and takes the shield off. And there's still 2 hits. So it's pretty good what he can get away with here.
Yeah, it is good. No, I think that's the linchpin to this list. You know, without optimized prototype, he couldn't be taking these chip shots and having them mean much. But because he can just roll an eye and get that shield, he's in better shape here. So I like that as a strategy. I think it's going to be an obstructed shot, but he may have managed to roll out.
Check a bullseye, so he's going to get the eye.
So that's a focus token. Yep. That's very nice.
Can I have 2 focuses, Brent?
I need to see the card.
No, I can't.
You can't. Duncan knows he can't. Cheeky question. I like it.
He did line up a double bullseye, though. So
it's a double bullseye.
Style points, if nothing else.
Do I get 2?
Style points achieved.
Dice. Wait, which side's hotter?
All right, here we go. Which dice are hotter?
You're into that guy?
Yep. All right.
Here we go. Some shooting.
Well, that's not hot, but he's got that prototype.
He's got the lock.
Might as well.
Target goes 2.
Might as well.
You can take the eye is going to strip the shield either way, so it's guaranteed damage.
Yep.
And I'm not getting shot by anybody.
That's going to be a prototype situation, I would guess.
Shot by anybody. So we're going to focus 2 hits.
And then remove one.
Cancel that to Krennic you.
Very nice.
Krennic the shield away. Yellow loses the shield.
Krennic and I spent the focus.
Yeah.
Rolling against 1.
Yep.
And
just fine. And that's where that optimized prototype comes in.
Yeah.
Doing work even on shots that don't normally do anything.
Absolutely. And this is where Redline might be able to push a cut through.
Back.
with the
Well,
proton.
if Redline gets lucky, he could delete this ship. It's not likely.
I mean, yeah, just could
But it's
happen.
always
a drop, so
possible.
no extra dice, but it is obstructed.
It's always
The only
possible.
one I can shoot.
Yeah, yellow.
And if he puts a nasty crit on, that might be just good enough.
Yeah,
Because this is a fully modified shot here.
it is. Oof.
Doesn't get nastier than that.
Focus, and that's yeah. So triple hit crit.
So here's where the defense dice need to come through.
Yep.
Even an average roll, well, that's pretty solid. One crit
Yep.
comes through.
So the crit comes through.
Can live with that.
Number yellow.
Depends what it is.
Wounded pilot.
Wounded pilot.
Remind me what Wounded Pilot does.
Let's bring it up so I get the exact wording.
I don't think that's a game breaker, but that might be the obstacle
returning
one.
fire. We're gonna do.
Wounded pilot. After you perform an
blue.
action,
Yeah.
roll
Oh,
one
yeah.
attack die on a hit or crit, gain a stress token.
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
Not the worst, but still not nice to have that to deal with.
But it means it's going to be interesting if he wants to keep them in formation because they're going to be moving around. He's going to have to flip that down or potentially taking.
I don't think the formation matters as much anymore now that we're in the mix, but
Possibly, yep.
it will be interesting to see if he even has an opportunity to fix that card,
Yeah, and this
or
is
if he
going to
just
hurt.
lives with
There's
it.
3 shields down already. Oh, this is slightly better for Redline.
But there's that crack shot. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All right, now they're done.
But there's a lot of firepower in this Star Viper
Yep.
squad.
And there's another 2 hits.
And here's what I'm talking about with that focus token. You can spend it all, crack shotting it through.
Just going to check to see if the yellow one has bullseye.
Oh yeah.
So one hit.
Crack it so the
Oh, yeah.
bullseye comes. The hit comes through.
These aren't the hottest dice, but with crack shot, he's
Oh,
still
the first
pushing
one was
damage
he pushed
through.
all the shields off
Yeah,
the first
true.
attack.
True. I mean, he's certainly coming out ahead on this exchange so far.
All right, and that was it. So quite a bit of damage there on Redline. I think that's half. Was it half? Not quite
quite.
half.
Not quite.
So yeah, trading what 2 damage for 4 could have been a lot worse for Duncan, but I think he really wanted to get at least half health on one of those Star Vipers.
It was a nice defense roll.
Yeah.
He needed something juicy.
But at
to
least the
keep it on
formation is
board.
either going to have to be restricted or split, because with all this repositioning and multi-actions, he could get a very stressed Star Viper here.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You don't want that jam action either, or that jam token to come in. The stress does make this a little bit more challenging for Mitchell here. And Jendon is coming up in this path, will eventually be able to lay down some firepower. Maybe come in. I think he's going to sort of sweep in after the fact and try to delete some of the injured Star Vipers.
Yeah.
Take them down. He's got the hull and the shields to not worry too much coming in as the third ship.
It's going to be interesting to see how these Vipers deal with the stress in the rock.
Absolutely.
And whether Redline can get another torp off, he ends up getting too close.
Yeah. I do think this was a really nice place to put those Vipers for that combat round, but they did not do quite as much murder as perhaps Mitchell would have liked.
Right, exactly. So I think it was
It was
I'd
solid
say it was
round
a
for
pretty
Mitchell.
even first engagement.
Yeah, I
think
would say so.
It's going to be interesting to see how Mitchell deals with the stress in the rock right now.
Yes.
This turns, I think, is going to be quite pivotal.
I think you
especially
can
with
see him sweating it too.
Suntir now coming in, potentially dealing a bit more damage on the flank. And there was a 3-dice primary sat back there on the shuttle that can't be ignored.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, once you get rid of Redline and potentially even the shuttle, getting into the end game, if it's 2 Star Vipers against Suntir, I like Suntir's odds.
He gets to move last.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Well, and there's very little that is as maneuverable as Suntir. So I think Duncan can afford, if Duncan can trade a Punisher and a shuttle for at least 2 Star Vipers, I think he's in pretty good shape going into the end game, if he has enough time.
Yeah, exactly. And points-wise, he'd be behind, but I don't think that's necessarily a problem because it's Suntir.
Suntir can make it up, especially with that targeting computer. That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
And the targeting computer also enables this kind of build, because Jendon usually didn't used to pair with interceptors because it couldn't get that target lock as easily, and they couldn't maintain that offensive presence. But this is going to let Suntir hit a lot harder in the end game.
So Suntir, I think, spent the lock, I believe, on his attack.
He did, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
To no effect, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah. We end up stripping the shield.
But I mean, he's going to be able to line up that bullseye repeatedly. He's going to be able to focus target lock pretty effectively. If I know Duncan, he's going to have no trouble getting that off turn after turn.
Yeah, it's quite interesting as well that when you're looking at a pod of 4 Vipers like that, it actually makes it easier for Sunter to get one of them in the bullseye.
he got two. He got two last time.
Last time, yeah.
No extra points or any extra abilities for
And
that.
he doesn't have to shoot the one that got him the focus. He
No,
just
he
has
doesn't.
to have one, and he can continue to shoot the same ship.
Exactly. And here we see Jendon just
be a
swinging in for support.
Coordinate, I'd have thought, onto red line, probably a focus. There we go. Yep.
Yep.
So that then he's got a lock and a focus now on one of his ships, plus another action after the movement.
And I like that all of Red Line's tokens are red. That's appropriate.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's pushing it to the limit.
So he's almost, and he's got. I wonder if red line will do a red stop here.
That would be even more appropriate. I don't know. That's a good question.
Red line, red stop.
He still has a target lock.
He does.
That's not a bad idea.
It might be a good call.
I
Whether he wants to stress himself, I don't know.
I don't know what a better maneuver would be. You don't want to get closer.
No, and it's
Not with proton torps. You want to stay at range.
Right, and
I
I
would certainly dial in a stop at this point.
Yeah, and I think
I can't think of a better plan.
I think he's going to be able to shoot the ship he's target locked at.
If he had bombs, there could be an argument for a hard turn. But he's stripped everything down so much for that bid that he doesn't have. He's got one plan, and it'll either work or not.
Right,
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
I am surprised to not even see any seismic charges or anything.
Yeah.
21-point bid. That's substantial.
Well, someone in the chat thinks it's probably to do with the Nantex, to make sure he had the bid, because the Nantex is running a heavy bid.
I've seen a lot of 19-point Nantex bids.
We've seen Guri Fenn run a really high bid as well.
I think they're at 23.
Yeah, that was this set of 23. It's crazy.
So one of the things of Worlds, of course, is there's a lot of metagaming before the tournament.
Yes.
So you can take a look at popular lists and be like, okay, I'm going to just undercut that by a couple of points. Because if I hit that matchup, I need initiative.
Right. And what's interesting is you get different metas in different countries.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's knowing what the European meta is bringing and what the South American meta is bringing, or the Australian meta, or the Oceanic meta, whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
That looks like it might be going over the rock there.
We will see. That would be
maybe even landing on the rock.
That would be a huge. That would be a huge blow. Is that a? Oh
it's on
no!
the rock.
Okay, that's a critical error at this juncture. That could be very costly.
It wasn't rolled in the tray, so we can't see what it was.
But they're
hull
keeping
breach
it.
was a crit. Oof.
Not good.
So it's a hull breach now as well.
That could be a game-defining mistake.
That is a very damaged yellow Star Viper that's not getting a shot this turn, and has got Sunter swooping in on it.
I don't think it was likely to get a shot anyway, but it did. It did provide a damage card that it didn't need to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And here comes the formation breaking.
Yeah,
just taking the focus. Yeah, he can't make himself stressed where he is there.
That being said, I think if he can trade that one Viper for Redline, he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, but that's one less shot coming up Redline now.
It's true.
He wasn't able to reposition that Star Viper and get the shot off.
No, that was the consequence of moving into that formation. It left him in a rough spot for the following turn. So we'll see whether it was worth it or not. Certainly, I think in retrospect, he would have rather have chosen a maneuver that cleared that rock.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You play enough games of X-Wing, it's hard to tell when your corner's just going to land like that. I've done it. We've all done it.
But it's interesting because I think if
but
you've gone with it,
but at this level, it can be absolutely
I don't think he had
devastating.
any other options because every other maneuver, the blue maneuvers were 2 banks and straight or 3 straight. All of them would have gone over the rock. So basically, every blue maneuver for that Star Viper was a rock.
Passing through, though, not landing on.
True, but it was still had no action.
It's true.
Yeah, and potentially take that damage.
The Ace of Legend.
Very true.
Okay, so we have Redline didn't stop. He moved on forwards.
He did, which is interesting.
But he might still...
Probably just trying to mitigate some of that damage.
He still has a lock on the orange ship, which might be out of range 1, so he might still be able to fire those protons at the orange ship. If Sunter here might be able to finish the yellow ship. And that's another shot not coming his way by bumping the blue one. So
absolutely.
I think Redline's positioned really well here.
Yeah, I mean, that front Star Viper can get a shot on the shuttle, but that's not very valuable at this point. The rear 2 Star Vipers can get shots, but that's only if that Star Viper survives.
Yeah. The question in the chat, Redline did bump. He was coordinated the focus.
Yes.
Oh, no, they're saying he didn't bump. Oh, so he didn't bump. He just got right up in personal. Wow. Okay.
That's actually bad news for Redline.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He wanted a bump there.
You do not want that not to be a bump.
Oh, yeah, so he is taking that shot back.
Okay, that actually puts Mitchell in a much stronger position.
Yeah.
I think he was trying for the bump and didn't quite get it.
I think so, yeah.
So I think Mitchell made a bit of a mistake on the rock, but Duncan made a bit of a mistake going for the bump and not quite getting there. Right. This is a game of millimeters at this level. But I think that this yellow Star Viper is not too long for this world.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
See how it feels.
What are these? So here we go. Hit, crit,
All right.
crit, crit.
Defense roll. That's one so far.
One of the
All right.
Another one jumped out, so
Yeah.
he's going to roll it again.
Easiest day of your life.
Two
Oh,
events,
very
there you
nice. Very nice.
Might have correction. Oh. All
Oh.
right. This is why I don't play. Move this guy back to bumping.
Oh, so they did bump.
Correct.
I
So
guess
saying
we'll,
back to bumping.
I guess we'll find out
So
soon
it
enough.
sounds like maybe he did bump.
I don't know if he was that far over.
He bumped, it took no action. Yeah, so it was a bump. So that's fine for Redline. So chat saying one. Some people in chat saying one thing, some saying the other.
Well, we'll find out for sure one way or another pretty
Yep.
soon here.
So Suntier wasn't able to push the damage from the yellow.
So we have 2 crits on the table. No, it's all good.
Okay.
Cool.
Your shot.
Yeah, red line.
And here we have Proton Torpedo number 2,
Or
presumably.
a primary at the yellow.
Gotcha.
That's actually
That's
a good
3
that's a-
dice.
that's
They're
a-
both 3 dice either way.
Well, save that torpedo. Why not,
Yeah.
right? This is a good shot.
Spend the focus, hit, hit, crit. Just what he wanted out of the
Yeah,
torpedo
at
anyway.
range 1, those front
Yeah.
lasers are not too shabby, and that keeps your torpedo in the tube.
Ooh, hit and crit. I think that is one of the Vipers down. Fuel leak.
Yeah.
Just all sorts of mess.
Yeah, and that was that's what happens when you take that asteroid hit.
Yep.
But that's okay. So really, what it's going to come down to is whether this return fire is
gonna take anything off of
substantial enough to remove, because it could remove Redline here. Redline only has 5 hull left. He's got 2 focus 3 dice attacks coming back at him.
Yeah, that guy. No mods.
Jendon.
Yep, it's a 3 dice primary. You cannot ignore this 3 dice primary.
1 crit.
Well, could be something. We'll see what happens with the dice roll here.
See how those defense dice treat him.
You'd think he'd be okay. Well, there's 2 blanks. He's going to re-roll that one back in.
I would
Well-
spend the focus. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't really need to do damage to the
No.
shuttle at this point.
No.
You want to keep those Star Vipers in the fight as long
Absolutely.
as possible.
So here we go. Measuring.
Not
he's
quite
kept
range
out of
1.
range 1 as well. This
So
is
that's important.
Perfectly good for
But it's unobstructed, and it looks like 2 hits coming in.
2 hits. And he
Only
has 2
got
die.
1 agility.
Well, 1 agility, yep.
No focus anymore.
Through the cloud.
So it's down to
another 2
3
hits.
hull. It could go down
Here
here.
we go. He's going to roll in.
It's possible. Well,
That's hit, crit.
that's ugly. Like I was saying, this squad packs a punch.
Yep. And I think this is going to be bye-bye Redline.
No,
Oh!
red line's just fine,
The
but there's a
crit's
crit.
coming through.
So hit crit.
That's a good defense
Oh, hit
roll.
crit apparently, so he must have missed something there. Must have been
Blue stabilizer.
All right.
loose stabilizer, and that is Redline on 1, surviving again.
Loose stabilizer's not what you want, though.
Oh, no.
Not at all. If he doesn't go straight right onto that rock, he's taking another damage, I do believe. If I'm remembering stabilizer
He
correctly.
can stop still, right?
At the shuttle.
Yeah, that's not a straight maneuver. That's a
Oh, yeah, it's
stop
not a straight
maneuver. So
maneuver,
yeah,
yeah.
he could stop. He could stop.
Yeah.
I don't know if stopping is a great choice at this point, but
No.
it is an option.
Well, what's the wording on loose stabilizer?
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's look at it exactly.
I'm sure what loose stabilizer says.
All I know is you don't want to go squiggly.
After you execute a non-straight maneuver, suffer 1 damage. and repair the
Exactly.
scar. So he doesn't want to stop either.
Non-straight.
That's a non-straight, yeah.
So it's either straight onto the rock, or does he have much? He's got 1 hull left.
Yeah.
He has to go
He
through
has
that
to
rock.
gamble on the rock.
He's got absolutely no choice. Oh, what a game.
Yeah,
What a game.
gotta
Well,
love
that's,
X-Wing.
that is good luck for Mitchell.
And what's worse, he's not only has he got to go on the rock, he's got to then go past it again.
He can't even do a K-turn.
No, and he has to go.
He's got to plow directly through that rock
and
and
he won't
hope
get
it
an
doesn't.
action. So he's got to do it twice.
It's not good. It's not a good day to be red
I
line.
don't think Redline can actually turn after this. He's going to have to do at least a 2, maybe even a 3 forward to clear the rock. Otherwise, he's going over it twice.
R2 locked
And
down
then he's
that
going to
loose
have to go.
stabilizer.
Then he's going to have to go forward 1 again to clear it. He might just fly off the board here.
I'm pretty sure that takes him effectively out of the game at this point.
I think so. Yeah.
But he is a stumbling block. He is
Someone's
going to
saying
get in the
coordinate
way.
could fix it. Can you
True.
coordinate? to
Yes,
fix
you
the
can
card?
coordinate
Okay,
action.
so there we go. Fine. So
Smart. Yes, smart.
Okay,
Chad
yeah,
is
good
on top
point.
of
Chad
it.
is all over it.
Let's see if Duncan
Thank you,
knows. I'm
guys.
sure Duncan knows he can do that
Oh,
too.
we'll find out, won't we?
But he's got to waste his coordinate action on a repair. That's not ideal.
On a 1-hull ship that might just pop anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, whether he decides to do it or not, I
But
don't know.
at least it's better than the scenario we were just walking through.
Yeah, where he works his way all the way across the board.
Jendon to the rescue. And that's what's so cool about shuttles. They really offer this great support ability.
There, good joke, Alex. Let's see if Duncan knows. Hey, we've
Yeah,
had
I know he knows.
We've had mistakes on this
Well,
stream already.
we watched Nathan fail to change a crit to a hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was part of a grand strategy, but you never know. Listen, these players are the best of the best, but they've also played a ton of X-Wing. So you got to factor in exhaustion, too.
Yeah.
Like, probably won't make mistakes, but you never know.
Oh, here's an interesting point. Jendon's stressed right now.
He's got to
Redline
go.
stressed? No, that stress is left there, I think, from the other ship.
I don't know.
I don't think, because no, Duncan's stresses are black and red, so I think that stress has accidentally been left there.
Is that a Star Viper stress
I
token?
think it's an old Star Viper stress token. From the one
from
that
the destroyed Star Viper?
I think so. I don't 100% know. I might try and find out just for clarity. I'll be back in 1 second, just so we know what's going on.
Yeah. Please run that down. I'm curious to see what is involved there here.
Guys, you credit.
Yep, I'm going to do this. I'm doing a 2 straight.
All right, we got the Lambda cruising up with speed, which I think is a good play here. Bring
we're gonna
those
coordinate.
cannons. Yep, fixing that stabilizer, of course. Crucial to do that. And things are going to get really interesting for these Star Vipers.
Yeah.
So we coordinated the loose stabilizer down.
Yeah.
This is a really good game. We're going to find out what's up with that stress. Is it the Star Viper's stress
It's the opposite of red,
or
Alex. Jesus.
red lines? And we got, this rock is really giving Mitchell some problems. He's been forced to fly 2 ships through this asteroid.
So
now.
red line is not stressed. That is
It's
on
the Viper?
blue Viper.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I
Late on
thought.
that one, mate.
All right, cool.
Although, I
That's
mean,
a nice place for that
Although I
Viper to
completely
be.
misunderstood Duncan explaining to me. I got it the opposite first time around.
Funny.
It must be late in the 4th day.
Well, and also you stayed up all night watching rugby.
Yeah, it's important.
Well, if you hadn't been there, your team wouldn't have won.
Exactly. Yeah. I sadly actually believe that.
That's commitment. That's commitment.
So
Well,
did
I
he
hope
coordinate?
England- I
did
hope-
he coordinate the crit down?
He did. Yeah. The obvious move, but crucial. Crucial shuttle work.
But now I'm wondering here, he can't really avoid going over that rock though. Either way, right?
He already did. Yeah, he had to. He slooped through the rock.
Who did? Oh, the. Oh no, the red
you're
line.
talking about
Red line,
Yeah,
yeah.
eventually he'll have to go through that rock. Although he's not stressed, he could stop next turn.
He could have dialed in a stop after stripping it,
Yeah.
and just stay exactly where he is. Although he's just going to get shot at if he stays exactly where he is.
We'll see. Maybe he'll K-turn. I don't know what he's up to.
And,
We'll find out soon enough.
Yes. One
I
straight.
like that. I like this Star Viper positioning.
Yeah, they've done a good job of spreading out here.
I don't think Sunter's going to get a shot up at orange.
Yep.
I don't think the shuttle's going to get a shot at green. So as long as he can roll decent defense dice here, I think he's in pretty good shape.
Oh, so red line's already gone. So did he do a stop? I imagine he must have done.
It was either a stop or a bump. I don't know which. I don't see a stress on red line, so I'm guessing it was just a bump.
Ooh, well, Suntir has now shown his rear to a Star Viper.
Yeah, I don't think Sunter's going to get a shot this turn either, which is rather interesting.
So blue has lost the shield, and orange has lost the shield, right?
This is a really close
Yeah, blue
game.
hasn't lost the shield.
I like this.
Yeah, it's cagey. It's good. It's close.
Absolutely.
I mean, points-wise, red line's half points is 33.
Which is pretty
so-
close to the destroyed Viper.
Which is 25. Well, the destroyed Viper is 49. So.
And it looks like the shuttle's actually taken a couple hits already. From last round. I must have missed that, but it's down 2 shields.
Oh yeah.
So, and there's a range 1 focused 4-dice attack coming into the shuttle side.
Yeah, I
this
imagine
turn.
it's going to be range 1. Whether it's range 1 in arc, we'll find out.
Yeah, we can't quite tell here necessarily because of course you measure range from the arc.
Yeah.
So it might be range 2, but nevertheless, a nasty shot into the side of this Viper, into the shuttle, and a shot from the front as well. Because I believe so. This is a bad round for Duncan because to me it looks like the only
target
ship
lock
that
on
gets a
somebody.
shot is that shuttle, and the shuttle had to spend its action
fixing
fixing that stabilizer.
And
So it's not modified whatsoever unless it's still rocking a target lock from previously.
It's good to know that I'm not the only X-Wing fan who was watching the rugby. Apparently, one of the game shops was streaming on a cell phone.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that looks like
I've never seen a rugby match. Maybe I'll have to change that.
I have to induct you. I feel like the first time we watch it, someone who knows the game needs to talk you through
Yeah,
it. A lot goes
I
on.
imagine so. I imagine so.
So apparently Jesper has been knocked out. So let's check out the
Oh,
graph.
wow.
That's according to the chat. Yep, Jonathan has beaten Jesper.
Wow. So
that
that
is the only
the
result so
the
far.
Jedi, the triple Jedi list, took him really far. Well, what's crazy about that is Jesper hasn't even really played too much lately. He kind of just came here on a lark, and he took it really, really far. So congratulations to him. That was a really interesting list. What took him out?
It was a scum list. I'm just going to bring it up now. Jonathan's scum list, Boba Fett. Boba Fett.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even realize we had a Boba Fett up in the
that's
top.
another one with an 18-point bid.
113-point Boba Fett?
Yeah. It's a 13-point bid. Yeah, Boba's quite expensive.
That's insane.
That looks like 2 damage onto the shuttle, onto red line. So that.
Yeah, onto the shuttle.
Onto red line.
Onto red line. So is that it for red line?
Oh no, maybe it was on the shuttle. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think anyone's shooting red line.
No, it's a shuttle.
Yeah, nobody's got a shot on red line.
Take 3.
So just to pile in the damage onto the shuttle, I think this is the Scum's game to lose at this point. This is maybe too much damage for Duncan to deal with.
It's half health, Jendon.
Oh, it was red line.
Oh, red line's gone as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was red line. I think the orange ship had a shot on it.
I gotcha. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that.
And the shuttle only pushed through, 1 damage onto the orange? So
so far, so good for the Scum. Sunter's going to have to do a lot of work.
yeah, well, Sintu is a great finishing ship.
It's true, but he's got 3 Star Vipers up against him, or
Yeah.
soon enough. I mean, the shuttle still has half health,
Yep.
so it's not out of the fight yet, but once it's past its initial engagement, it's only throwing a couple little 2-dicers at you. It's not that scary.
It's the coordinator's really all it's there for at that point, potentially.
Yeah.
It's going to help with that.
2 dice is nice against low agility, but not too effective against Star Vipers who are rolling anywhere near average. And a lot of times the Vipers can just not get shot at all because they have such a flexible barrel roll. The Mighty Monarch. The Mighty Monarch dominating this game so far.
Mighty Monarch.
But it's not over yet by any means.
It is not over. Duncan absolutely has got to pull something out here, but it's there's 2 stress Vipers, so they're not going to be, they're somewhat
We have
restricted.
30 minutes left on the clock, so we've definitely seen Sunter dance around low initiative ships and just chip away until he's got the win before.
Yeah, and Sunter's worth quite a few points.
Yeah.
Don't forget
He's
there's
not worth as much as 2 Star Vipers, though. So
No.
really what he's going to need to do, he's going to need to drop another Viper and then drop one to at least half health
Right,
here.
but there's the bid to take into account. So
Yeah.
even if he loses both the shuttle and
True.
red line, that is a combined total of 115 points.
Yeah, and so the Vipers they're all sub 50.
Yeah, they're all 49.
So he'll need to destroy a Viper and then get half points on another Viper and have Sunter not be on half to win.
Right, yeah, so you need to get 2.5 Vipers. and Sunter's
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah, which is doable.
Yeah,
Definitely doable in half an hour.
absolutely. And Mr. Jimmy Lee has graced us with his presence to come over and say hello. Hey, Jimmy. Got a thumbs up. Awesome. Looks like everything must be going well.
Yeah, I would say this tournament's been a huge
You can
success
see him
so
on the
far.
stream now, poking in over on the left. Not on the live bit, so the wrong camera shot.
Duncan's got a big grin on his face. He's taking this in stride.
Yep. I think he's talking to people up in the. There's terrace seating up high up.
Yeah. We're
So I think there's
actually
some people set up there now.
We are in a stadium right
Yeah.
now, to some extent, sort of a stadium concert hall situation here.
Yeah, so above the live stream table, people can sit and look down over it, which is kind of cool. And there's some power up there as well, so they can plug in their cell phones and listen to the stream if they want to. So if you're
Excellent.
listening up there, say hi.
Hello.
So I'm doing the more
There's a delay, so it might get delayed hi.
hard in these tight jeans. All right, no, we're good.
All right, show me what you got.
All right. All right, we're good. All right, cool.
Who moves first, Jendon or Butterflies?
One bank right
I
on the
believe
shuttle.
it's Jendon.
One bank right on the shuttle.
Yep.
Yeah, Jendon's going to move first.
He has templates applying.
Well, now my templates are good enough. This is a tight game, bro.
Duncan, you know, back to the shuttle.
Yes, it is. A tight game indeed, and a very fun one to watch.
Jendon's just going to bump up here.
And the
Yeah.
Vipers are nice and tall and pointy, too.
Vipers are one of those ships where it's very easy to knock them over.
Oh, they're so
You're
top
not
heavy.
paying attention.
I've done that more than
They're
once.
top heavy and they have those thin little things are just perfectly designed to catch on your
Catch-
sleeves
Yeah, or your sleeves, or your range rule as you're moving it away.
or your lanyard or whatever.
There's no line on the front.
Absolutely.
None of them have lines. Take it another pair.
If you want to just compare sizes on this one and call it good.
Those are my official templates for this win anyway, for this game anyway, right?
Got actual official.
You want one bank? Yep. One bank and some other stuff. Well, I have a 2 straight and a 1 straight if you want, Ben.
So then mark this out.
You're going to make sure to
Back
use
here.
official templates, just in case there's any question about the accuracy of those. Cool. Those are cool custom laser cut templates for sure.
On the green.
Yeah.
But of course, one of the
Those are
rules is
reflective,
that
that's
you can
good.
always request to use the
Okay.
official
Yep.
componentry if there's any doubt.
Yep. Oh,
Can I pick up the
and
shuttle?
request that you both use the same, which is something I'd
Exactly.
suggest anyway
Yep.
if there's ever any questions.
Yep.
And,
You
yep.
could probably fit one in between those 2 star
These are
right
the
now.
new ones that they've
Especially
done.
at this level of play.
Yep. So I think these might be, these are the top 32 or top 16.
I'm going to be sad when that
templates.
shuttle's gone. It's beautiful. Really nice paint job. I've seen that before. I think Duncan's had that for a
Yeah,
while.
Duncan's been flying that one
That's
for a while.
that's a
yeah.
beautiful ship.
This is why I don't do surgery.
This is making me itchy to play some X-Wing and also just
Oh,
to
yeah.
finally do my repaint.
Well, I think I'm going to be playing in an Ace. We're going to have a Staff Aces High event tomorrow.
Very nice.
And I've got to decide. I've got to bring an 80-point ship.
Very
I've just got to
nice.
decide exactly which one I want to bring. My gut is I'll probably fly Ketsu. If I can get Ketsu in the point range that I want to.
Of course.
Either that or I bring an Antex.
Yeah. Dirty.
Yeah, why not? I feel like I'll be picked on if I bring an Antex.
Nasty ship, but apparently not top of the top.
Not top of the top. No, not at all.
I think the really good players have figured out how to deal with it, and that's a lot of the time what happens with the really scary ships. They'll come out, they'll dominate for a while, they will cause a lot of consternation, and then we get to a huge event
then we
like this,
leave that
and the
template
really
there.
top players have played against them, they've figured it out, they've teched it
Okay,
up,
so
and
orange
they
got
have a
bumped.
plan going into
You
those
need to
games.
adjust
And that's what you
Adjust a little
absolutely
bit, and
need.
it got bumped again.
I feel like I put it where it belongs.
Yeah, so I think I've been saying we're in the top 32. We're in the top 16 right now.
Yes, we are.
So we are getting to the exciting end of the event.
Absolutely.
No, we are.
No.
So he's in there.
Fuck if I don't know.
Oh, it's great for the
I mean,
language.
so
Thank
don't
you.
get much
Apologize
more
to
of
anyone
a
at home
guess
for
than
that
what
one.
you just did.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, I
you
feel
can.
like
Yeah,
it's good.
that
I feel like
works.
it's good.
That works.
Okay.
All right.
So needed a couple of judges to get that one 100% right.
All right. All right, now we're going to really mess with you guys. Apologize. Gents,
I think we need you guys again.
I'm doing a
Calling
full
the
street
judges
on the
back.
blue one.
Getting an applause for that one. I like that.
I guess we can get that one bank out of there now.
So that one you can actually you could tilt the shuttle base here and slide the template underneath
You
if they're
could
careful.
potentially.
I think that looks like what Brent might be doing. He might mark the ship.
Well, it's nice to have him on hand, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Better to have a judge touching things.
Yeah, and they had a second judge over as well.
And he's an experienced he's experienced at X-wing microsurgery.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's
So
Brent
he
has
knows
been one
how
of
to
our
do
streaming
this.
judges for many years.
Steady hands.
Yep.
Steady hands. And a great guy.
Oh, absolutely.
While
Absolutely.
we put that back on its base.
And make it
should I keep
beautiful
No, no, you can
again.
put him back. I'm done moving things through that spot.
And that has cleared the clump, so we'll probably not need quite so much
Yeah,
precision in future rounds, although you never know.
we've gone through the bump fest.
And Jendon is initiative 3, correct?
Yeah.
So there'll be some simultaneous fire
There will
there
be
if
some
that Star Viper has a shot.
The initiative is with the Imperials.
Yes, but even if it is destroyed, it will get to shoot back. Although it will have to factor in any nasty crits that it receives.
Yeah, well, it will shoot first, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Of course.
Crack is still on soon to your right.
Yeah.
Am I lined up there?
Back up, back up, back up. There you go.
Yeah, it has someone pointing out the chat. It's been quite a long round, bit of clunky one. It takes you are going to get rounds like this in X-Wing where it's just a little bit, like you say, microsurgery.
It's
gonna
hard. It's hard to
take a
do it
while
right.
to position everything. Yeah.
And it's crucial in a casual game. Maybe it doesn't have to be perfectly precise, but at this
Right.
level of play, it has to be
Top
to
16 of the World
to
Championships.
the millimeter.
Bring a judge
So
in and make sure it's
absolutely make sure the templates are right. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
everything is above board. So.
right. Right, so the Viper's splitting and running.
I like this. I like this as a disengage because all he has to do is stay ahead on the points, take out this shuttle, and he's in really good shape.
Yes, it's 90 points versus 49.
Well, and the shuttle's a sitting duck, ultimately.
Right. And another Viper going down puts on 98.
Yeah.
But the shuttle's going to take some more damage.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Maybe not this round of shooting because there's a bit of spreading out going on, but it eventually will.
The shuttle will go down, yes, almost certainly. And it might take some heat here because it's going to take that range 1 Star Viper hit.
That Viper I don't think has moved yet, so...
Oh, you're
now
right.
We'll find out what this
You're
Viper's
right.
doing.
I thought that one had gone already.
Oh, he's just going to bump.
Might be a bump.
So
Might
it's
be
not
no.
gonna
It might be
take
no
anything
shots
from
at
that
all
one.
this round.
Have a look. No, that's definitely bumped.
That's okay though, unless Sunter is able to get a shot on target. That's a good round for Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Sunter will get a shot. A turn followed by a boost or a roll will
Depends
probably.
which way he's gone.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll get a shot off. Not a great shot.
Well, he can boost and shoot at the blue one, or potentially boost. I don't think he'll boost back round to get the orange, but he might get a long shot at the blue Viper.
Yeah, I think so. Still, not a bad round for the Scum. It's going to let him get out of dodge. It's going to let them take their shuttle down at their leisure. Because remember, Sunter not only has to drop a Viper, he has to drop a Viper into half, if we're assuming that the shuttle will eventually be deleted.
Cool. So, I think the only shot potentially would be the shuttle.
Oh, so he didn't reposition. The shuttle might get a shot at the back.
Possibly. Sunter apparently out of range.
Alright, so Brent just going to come and check to be sure.
Always check. When you have a judge right there, you might as well.
Yep. This
In.
is Johnny's calling it
All right.
in.
All right,
in.
2 unmodded dice.
And this is what I was talking about. Against a Viper, not too scary. But you never know when you're going to chip one through.
Well, it's a couple of a hit and a crit, so here we go. And
Nope.
that's focus to evade. So
It didn't matter.
nothing there.
I was totally avoidable.
But it could have.
Could have. And Sunter's actually in a fairly good position here now to chase one of these
Yeah, for sure.
Vipers. I'd imagine it'd be the orange one who's already taken some damage. Sunter could help finish that one off. And the shuttle is going to be flying in the opposite direction to these Star Vipers, so might actually get a bit of separation.
Although that orange Viper is going to be able to have time on target for sure, as is the blue one.
Right. And the
I mean, that canted barrel roll is unbelievably flexible.
Yeah. But yeah, it's true because the shuttle will move first, which opens up the options for the.
So you
Star
could block
Vipers.
the shuttle. The orange one could do an S loop. It could do. It
You
could
do
do
a hard
turn.
barrel roll. That's the thing, right?
Yep.
Do a
yep.
hard one.
Has a
barrel
lot
roll.
of options. The shuttle pretty much has to go to the right, unless
yeah.
it wants to land on a rock. So Mitchell knows what that shuttle's up to. It could stop.
It could.
It could do a stop, but that doesn't. I don't think that's a great
No,
move at this juncture.
Probably not.
A move and then maybe a coordinate for Sunter.
Could be an
I don't
option.
really know what the shuttle's got going for it at this point. Not a lot.
Well, it's got a red 3 bank, which might let it bank left as a bit of a surprise move, which might clear the rock, but that looks like it might be a bit close to the rock. So I'm not sure. From this angle, it's hard to tell, but he might end up flying over the rock doing that.
Yeah, not a lot of options for the shuttle, but it's not. It doesn't have none, and it still has that rear arc and it has coordinates. So much more useful here in second edition than in first edition, where after it passed that initial engagement, it didn't have much to offer.
Well, its hard turns red. It's got a 2 red.
It's
So
got the- it's got the same garbage dial.
Yeah, it's going to hard turn red right.
I believe
be red.
I believe the TIE Fighter and the shuttle are the only 2 dials that stayed exactly the
Did
same.
it stay exactly the same?
cool.
Well, let's take a look at that dial. Did it stay exactly the same?
See if we can bring up a 1.0.
Shuttle, 1 bank over that guy.
X-wing.
Clear. I guess we can
Maybe
mark
we
it
were
somewhere.
slightly kind to it. I don't know. Maybe we gave it an extra. Maybe we made one of its straights
I
white
don't
or
know. I
something.
wonder if it got worse.
It didn't get worse. I can tell you that much. We certainly didn't look at that dial and say this is too good.
Now you know my one
It may have gotten slightly better.
Oh no, it looks pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't think it changed at all.
Yeah.
And I think that was a design goal. I think we were like, let's take the worst style in the game and still make this ship good.
And make it stay the worst style in the game.
It's a shuttle.
Yeah, no, not complaining.
But that rear arc and coordinate is a game changer. And the price is much better now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So banked in.
And it did bank as predicted. And we've got some turns, probably some barrel roll to the right, perhaps, to get some shots on the shuttle in future rounds.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would barrel roll to the right at this point. But I'm not Mitchell.
No,
I'm not in the
does
top
put a rock
16 in
right in
worlds
front of
with
him.
3
Yeah.
force fire
He's
sprays.
going to go the other way. I think he's got
Okay.
time to re-engage
Yeah,
again. He's
play it
not got
safe.
anything to rush. There's
Well, he's winning. You
Yeah.
know, he's winning right now. So why take needless risks.
Well, I think he's going to have to be careful he doesn't just rest on his laurels here and end up losing a ship and suddenly be behind.
No, it's true. It's true.
Because if he doesn't take the shuttle out, then and another Viper falls,
Very true.
then it's a whole different game. And he spends too long not being around. Then
No, that
can
is
change
very
things.
true. I wonder if this is a sloop or just a move. If he's playing it safe, as I suspect, he's probably just
Yes.
disengaging here.
It's a sloop. It's sorry, it's just a 3-bank. Yep.
Yeah. He doesn't want to take those shuttle shots. You never know what's going to happen.
Tip it.
Yeah, he's playing the long game. I think that's
Yep.
smart.
That means
I think that's
snuggle
smart.
party
He's
later,
up. He's up. No need to.
right? Do I get to jetpack or do I get to be big spoon? Alternate. All right, that's time in the round. Switch.
2-bank.
Good to see Duncan's having fun with the spectators around the game as well. Great to see X-Wing played in good spirits.
Absolutely. Now Mitchell's coming into the game, into this tournament, having
me up there.
won 2 hyperspace trials.
Yeah, Travis Foss there.
There.
Apparently my brother pointing out
Foss.
the same thing we're
Yeah,
saying.
your
that-
brother
yeah,
Travis.
Yeah, apparently saying what I'm saying, that he can't just run away here because Suntik could easily take out another Viper and then he's ahead.
No, I agree, but it's I think his plan is to disengage and then just come back in and polish off that shuttle.
Yeah.
Because that's easy. That's an easy kill. It can't fly that fast. It can't really escape. That Star Viper on the very bottom of the screen there, I think, is just going to come up and finish off that shuttle, while these other two try to duke it out with Suntir. That would be my guess. I mean, the Star Viper, I believe, does the Star Viper have a 5? No, it's only got a 4.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
But it's got a 4 and that roll, so it's
Yeah.
very maneuverable.
Oh yes, it's a 4 with a
And a
funky
boost
barrel
too.
roll.
We haven't seen any boosts, but he could certainly 4 and boost it.
Yeah.
So it's not like the shuttle can really get away.
Oh no.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
We're going to
So
cancel that focus result. Take a shield.
Yep.
yep.
Optimized
So,
prototype.
yeah, and there's a
See, and
hidden
as long
crit.
as that shuttle's on the board, he can still utilize that
Right.
that Krennic
It's still a
secret
thing.
weapons technology.
Yep.
Focus out.
Oh well, yep. That got just evaded them all.
Mitchell's rolling very good defense
Yeah,
dice.
he's had some good dice, and those focuses are keeping him in this game. Really, he's saved a lot of damage with those focuses.
Well, he's played it very well. I mean, he's made sure that he's tokened up every time.
Yeah.
He's tokened up, he's taking long-range shots, he's doing everything you need to do as a 3 agility ship. And the beauty of the Star Viper is it's 3 agility behind 5 hit points. It's not easy to take one down, especially once you've lost your proton torps.
Yeah, fell back in this game here. He's going to have a good idea. I mean, you never know exactly where these Vipers are going, but he's going to have a good idea of where to go. He can turn right here and still get a reposition if he doesn't like where he's going to be.
No, I do like Sunter's position, and I think given an infinite amount of time, Sunter would eventually win. But with only 15 minutes left, 16 minutes left on the clock,
Okay, we're going to restart.
I think
time.
Mitchell has the
We
edge
still
at this
have,
point.
I think he
we
probably
have
does,
16 minutes
but he's going to be able to coordinate Suntir when
yeah,
he
that's
moves.
pretty clutch actually. That's
Yeah.
pretty clutch. Very interesting stuff. I wonder if that orange Viper just makes a hard left and comes barreling at that shuttle as well.
Quite possibly.
That's probably what I would do. I would probably go 4 straight boost or 3-bank boost with the lower Star Viper and then hard turn, probably a 2-turn at that shuttle. Just try to take it off the board. That drops optimized prototype too, which is pretty.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
There's
Does
only
it
one
stay
shield
on
left.
the board?
No, because
you can
the
only
ship has
use
to have
it
a lock.
with the lock.
Yeah.
So if you, there's only one shield left, but hey, take it out of play.
So, but to use it now, Gender would have to switch its lock over to the remaining Star Viper with a shield.
True.
So that's probably not as relevant right now.
It has a secondary effect though, right? Can't it do crits? It can do the shield thing, but it also has another thing. It's a very complicated card. I can't remember exactly what it
So
does.
while you perform a primary attack against a ship locked with the friends, you may spend one of your results as long as it's on a blank, and then
you can flip cards though. That's right.
Yeah, but it has. But the ship has to have a lock on it. So
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it can flip if he puts some damage cards on.
Right, yeah, I
There
get what you're
is a
saying.
damage card on that assassin.
I think it's a crit. It was,
It's already
maybe
a
returned,
crit?
but I think so. I can't see the cards are on the bottom of the table now, and I can't quite
Well,
see
it may
them.
or may not be relevant, but it is a secondary
you
ability
see
that
that
does
puts
come
us
into
to
play from
determine
time to
action.
time. So nice to have. And yep, the shuttle just kind of gracefully flying away.
Yeah, any questions about timer changing? Brent has been, because the stream game didn't start with the main clock, so Brent has been keeping the clock. So I think it just jumped because he updated the stream guys to make sure the clock on the screen was accurate to what was going on. So that's why Brent's had his phone out from time to time. He's managing the clock on this. And it looks like FFG is correcting it.
So there's perhaps less time than we thought.
No, the time is now correct.
Oh, it's now correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at about 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to really see how this plays out. But yeah, I agree. He needs to get at that shuttle.
Here's the stress. It's going to take a focus.
I don't think you want to let Sunter possibly drop one of these Vipers. This is really interesting. This is not what I would have done at all. He's not going for that shuttle
Looks
directly.
like he's going for potentially Sunter.
Yeah, I think this is maybe just a defensive play.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, don't give Sunter any good targets. Make sure that if Sunter wants to come in, he's going to face firepower.
It feels a little bit cagey because while he's ahead on points, he's not. It's a delicate ahead on points.
Well, you know, and I never question a player who's made it this far out of Worlds Finals, but it is interesting to see how people do things differently, because he is definitely reforming the squad to deal with the Baron. And he's just, instead of pursuing this shuttle, he's going to just try to hold on to his advantage and maybe threaten Sunter, because Sunter is certainly not invulnerable. Honestly, shot for shot, Sunter's outgunned by this squad.
Oh yeah,
brutally. So I think what Mitchell is doing is actually pretty smart. He's realigning these Vipers, and he's going to sort of move forward as a wall of firepower. He's not going to give Sunter any free attacks, because he's just got to run down the clock.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to prevent Sunter from shooting him. He just needs to be sure that the exchanges that do happen are in his favor. And if it's Sunter versus 2 Vipers or 3 Vipers, Sunter doesn't win that fight.
No.
So I think this is actually really smart.
Not if flown together correctly. Yes.
This is actually really interesting, because he's not going for the blood in the water. He's letting that shuttle go. He's like, you know what? It's more important for me to just defend myself and deal with Sunter. I'm not going to leave you any openings.
He's going to boost.
Sounds good.
He's going to boost here.
He is going to get that. He is going to get that focus.
He's already got one, so he'll end up with a second focus, which is nice.
Which is not bad. Not a bad thing.
Get a focus for you being a bullseye.
Yep. Now that blue Viper, which one? Oh, we can
Blue
see it on
Viper's
the
just
screen.
lost a shield, yeah.
So there's a potential.
Orange one though, they're both range 3. The orange one's already got 2 damage, so I think he's going to shoot the orange one.
Yeah.
They're both range 3.
That's the easiest one for half points, to be
we'll
sure.
go range 3 with that guy.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's got crack shot.
Oh yeah,
on
that's true. Yeah,
Sunter,
so the bullseye. Yeah.
That's a good place to be.
Here we go. He can. Yeah. Well, he's got to spend one of those eyes, surely.
Well,
He's got to get aggressive here.
Hey, crit.
no.
Oh, okay. No. All right. Fair enough.
Well, he knows that. Well, here's the thing. He knows that if he succeeds here,
Oh.
he's pushed 1 through. That's half points. That's all
No,
he
that's
needed.
3 evades. That's nothing going through.
Crack shot though, right?
No, 3. Well, crack one of those evades. It's still
True.
Still 2 going. Still 2 evades. So
That's true.
He might
Yeah.
be no bullseye.
Not what Sunter needed to see.
if he had spent the focus, he could have pushed 1 through for half
True.
points.
But he's keeping it for the defense.
Yeah, he's getting shot at twice.
Both
so I
of
can
these,
see why he's doing
both
this.
of these players are playing quite defensively, actually. Well, and these Star Vipers perhaps still have some crack shot too. I don't know which ones still have it,
Range 3.
I don't know either.
but he's got some bullseyes here.
Was that a bullseye for orange, I assume?
Not relevant. Don't have crack. You don't
Okay, so
no
he has
crack on the
spent-
orange. There we go.
He's spent the orange crack shot, but this is a good-looking shot so far.
Focus to 3.
Yep.
Right, so
Ooh,
4 dice,
Sunter's
Yep.
Through the
4
rock.
dice.
right? You don't have crack shot, right?
Nope.
So this is
Yep.
why you save the focus
Yeah,
token.
yeah. So he's going to save 1 for each attack. Yes, this is why he
Yep.
didn't spend it on attack, because he's being shot at twice.
Yep. Now he's got focus evade, so he should be fine. But this is interesting stuff.
Back to dials.
This is going to be a really tense conclusion.
It's going to be a tough final 10 minutes.
Now I wonder, does Mitchell stay committed to this anti-Sunter strategy, or does he send that green Viper to try to kill the shuttle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Timo.
I would be going for that shuttle, but I when I smell blood in the water, I get a little bit too focused on those kills.
I was going to reply to Timo's comment. So Timo, not sure if you know, I run the organized play team here. I don't have time to play games these days. I'm too busy making sure you guys do. I'd love to play more X-Wing and get more optimals. I don't have time to play all the competitive lists. I'm here doing my best for you guys. Alex doesn't work on X-Wing anymore, but he's coming along to chill out because he loves the game as well. We'd love to do more.
I haven't played. You know what? We should rectify this. Let's throw down some X-Wing over lunch.
Yeah, why not? We should. I mean, we can. I'm absolutely do. The only X-Wing I ever play is over lunch breaks, and it's not quite enough time to get a proper game in.
No, not quite. Not quite. We could leave one set up and do back-to-back, potentially. We'll sort it out. But I've been itching to play too. I haven't played X-Wing in a long time. Too busy with Legion.
Yeah, I think my priority is making sure that everyone has cool prizes and cool events to run.
Absolutely.
We put on these things. We put on the system opens. The prize wall this year, I think my team has pretty much nailed it. I'm super happy with them on that one.
Well, and it's you do every game, so it's Keyforge.
Oh yeah,
Game of
this isn't the only
Thrones,
game we do, right? Yeah.
It's everything. So you stay busy. You stay busy.
Ask your boss for longer lunch breaks. I can take as long a lunch break as I need.
Well, you are the boss to some extent.
So I've taken more than 75-minute lunch breaks to make sure I get X-Wing in. Don't you worry.
Absolutely.
I did play in Oz. I did get some games in Australia. I actually won some games when I was playing in Australia.
Oh, very nice.
I do all right.
Very nice.
That's the thing. I know how to fly the ships. I know how to fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then.
This is turning into quite the game. I really like how this is playing out.
Shuttle.
So looks like just under 10 minutes left. The shuttle continuing to get as far away from danger as it can. Sensibly enough. It's kind of out of the fight in terms of support.
Well, the coordinates out as well now.
Coordinates out, but the prototype is still in. I don't know if it'll apply, but it's definitely a factor. You know, I have to applaud Mitchell for attempting to go toe-to-toe with the Baron here.
Oh, yeah.
That takes bravery.
It does. He's committing to it. I mean, it ends the game for him, right, if he can do it. But it is a bit of a risk. But at this stage,
it's a different plan. I think, like we were talking about, he had one of two options: go for that shuttle, or just try to hold on to the edge and threaten Sunter with destruction. Because he only needs 2 hits to really seal the deal against Sunter.
Yeah.
You just need half points on that expensive Sunter.
And then he's won the game at that point. There's no coming back from that.
But it ain't over yet. Not by a long shot.
Not
by a long shot. Sometimes that wiggly barrel roll is not what you want. Sometimes it's like, gosh, I wish I could just do a,
a
regular roll.
Yeah, because it's forced, right? Wasn't in the first edition, was there one that could choose? I can't remember, was it?
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was a little much, I think, ultimately. Although Guri is no joke. In terms, if you want a Star Viper ace, Guri is pretty delightful. But I love this list. 4 Star Vipers.
Can you mark this guy? I think a 5 straight clears.
It's nice to see 4 generics do this well. You don't need to have named fighter.
Do you mind marking him some way?
Yeah, just go ahead.
So Sunter coming flying past here.
I can mark him.
Go ahead and mark him as you need.
All right.
Whatever's better, side to side.
Brian, can you mark that Star Viper? I'm clearing a 5 straight.
So I bumped it forward, I'm going to bump it back a little bit.
He's got more than he's going there.
Yeah, also, I'm going there, so mark him on the other side. There you go.
Yeah, he's got more than enough room to clear.
So he's going to come past the fire. It's going to be interesting to see how he positions.
Now, is this a K turn, or is this just...
No,
he's flying past.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think that's going to give him a flank shot on this Viper. This is the problem with going up against Sunter and trying to tangle with him. He can slip your net and then get unopposed shots on you.
Yeah, whether he'll be able to get a shot out of this, I'm not
I think he's got it.
sure.
Boost and a roll to the right, maybe?
Maybe, because they're not parallel.
Nobody's pointing at him.
Yeah, it's not parallel, so if he goes back, he might just clip a shot.
You don't want to be going up against Duncan's Sunter Fell if you can help it, I don't think.
No.
He knows exactly where to put this ship. He's been flying Sunter religiously since the early days. So he knows exactly what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like they are ending the turn with just over 6 minutes left. I'd look to see what results have come in at this point.
Now, I do wonder if there's an opportunity here to change up the plan and go for this shuttle. Because the shuttle's going to have to turn back in if it doesn't want to fly off the board. And orange and blue, now that Sunter's facing the wrong way, can maybe make a break for it.
Right. So Paul Olsen took out Paul LaRue, who got his first loss. I think that means Separatists are into the top 8.
Oh, very good.
And then the other...
I would love to see a Separatist swarm on stream if it made it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe we'll see if we can get that one on next. That's one I know a little bit more about.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's such a fun swarm. You know, it's a little bit of a different flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a definitely different flavor to a TIE swarm for sure.
I'm so happy with the way the Separatist faction turned out. I think they're super fun to fly. They
Yeah,
really
so-
offer a totally different take on the game, which I appreciate. Shuttle continues to get as far away as possible while not flying off the board.
We're going to focus.
And actually, the shuttle, if it gets back in, can get some shots.
Yeah,
So
it's-
better to get into the end
Just go to
game
one bank,
facing
there's no
forward.
thing.
Absolutely. It depends how many turns we have here.
Absolutely.
Your north or my north?
So it's one bank from blue.
Soontir needs to make something happen, but man, Duncan could still pull this off. Absolutely. All he's got to do is get half health on one of those Star Vipers.
Yeah, and that's
If
the
I
thing.
was
All the way back.
Mitchell at this point, I'd be feeling pretty nervous.
Oh, he's more than half health. He needs one off the board.
Does he? Oh yeah, we
they're
talked
25
about that.
points at half
Yeah,
health.
we
so
talked about that.
What
you got?
It's not as well as streams. I got a one bank. I got
Well, but
green.
wouldn't that do it for him? He's at 49 right now.
Yeah, so 25 points would put him on what,
You
74?
want just
Oh
that
yeah,
to
you're
where you
right.
think that was,
Sorry, yeah, he's got to get one completely.
Maths isn't my strong point, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't add up to more
No,
than 90.
you're right. You're right. So yeah, he does have to get one down total.
Yeah,
And he's only got 5 minutes to do it. Mitchell's actually probably in pretty good shape.
yeah.
But you never know what's going to happen.
good?
And this Soontir is the nastiest Soontir.
This is a pretty tooled up Suntir.
Target lock focus Soontir is no joke.
Yeah. So does he have a lock still on the ship? Is he flying around with a lock?
No,
Took it
but
last time, didn't
I
he?
don't know, but he can always take one with the bullseye.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we'll
that's
see what
true.
happens.
I think he might have a lock. There's a blue token next to him. I'm not sure what that is.
A little hard to tell. I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Yeah.
He hasn't fired in a while.
Yeah, I can't see where the actual opposite token is. Oh, it might be on the orange one that's just moved. Yeah, he's got the red token
Yeah.
to go with the blue.
But these Vipers are just trying to box him in. Mitchell doesn't have to win this. He just has to stall.
yeah, well, yeah. Not stall, but survive. I think it's the
Survive,
term.
exactly.
the
Yeah,
correct
exactly.
term
He
there.
just has to survive. He has to make what he's doing is he's making sure Soontir doesn't have any easy prey. He's protecting himself through offense in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Is what he's doing.
Forward sounds good.
Because Soontir can't afford to just get shot either.
No,
At
absolutely.
range 1 from a Star Viper.
So I'm wondering if Suntir's done it too hard here in a boost. He might get a range 1 on that orange.
We'll see. And orange is the one he wants.
Yeah, orange is one that he's probably most likely to get. Oh, she's done the
Ooh,
one
is this a
hard.
block? Well, we'll see
Oh,
what
I think
happens.
he gets in there.
We'll see.
It's going to be close.
I think he's got it. Oh yeah.
Oh, he has. And I think.
And there's a boost in there. I would. You got to make something happen. I'd boost and just hope you
Yeah.
can take it out.
try and one shot it. Then he's not getting shot at.
Why wouldn't you, right?
He's got to give this a go. Oh, it might not have a shot.
Ooh. Well, he's still got a barrel roll. No, not anymore, right?
No, I don't
No,
think so. Which round they can do it? Sounds good. He's going to go to another round.
Yeah.
So we only have one stress Star Viper, right?
He can. After you perform an action, you may boost.
I
your
don't
barrel.
think he wants to be in that place.
No, but
though.
the barrel wouldn't have got him into arc. Anyway.
No, I don't think so. And it was risky too. He might have rolled so that he was out of arc and the enemy was in arc.
Right. Yeah.
You got to be cautious.
I
with
don't
that
think. With the new barrel rolls, you just don't move as far forward and back
Oh
as you
yeah,
used to.
yeah. I got those center points.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another good thing that kind of keeps aces under control.
Mm-hmm.
Every little bit kind of adds up to a bit better balance.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting here if he can shift focus to the blue Star Viper with Jendon coming down. He may get 2 shots on it.
It's possible.
Blue has what? Blue has lost to shield, so it's not a full health.
But blue can also just hard turn barrel wiggle out of there.
Yeah. And take
I mean,
take
that's why
take
these
a
ships
focus.
are so good.
Yeah.
Man,
They're jinky.
they're such good ships.
This may well be the last round. 2 minutes left. So,
I think this is it.
With 5 ships still to move on the board, 2 minutes is probably
Soontir
about
needs
right.
to make this happen. Soontir needs to make this happen. I got to say, Mitchell proving me wrong. Hunting that shuttle may have been a trap.
Yeah,
And,
Soontir could have
this-
just filtered around behind them.
Yeah, this strategy seems to be paying off for him.
Yeah.
Slim Shady.
All right, that's about as
focus.
fast as the shuttle could go.
Yep.
Yeah, he's facing the right direction at
No
least.
more universal engine upgrades, so there's no boosting
Yeah,
shuttles.
absolutely, yeah.
It's another nice thing about second edition.
I'm out.
Where do we mark it?
On the front, I'm going to do a 2 bank up and over him and go in this direction. So just off his front guides will work.
All right, marking 1. Move the other. let's use over the top a little bit because and that Viper's getting out of dodge.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Soontir's going to have exactly one shot at this to save the day.
Yeah, it's whether blue is going to be. It's going to have to be blue, I think. And
Yeah.
it's a shame because the lock is on the orange ship.
Well, and blue still has 4 hull left. It's going to take some serious luck. We've seen it though.
It's going to take some. Well, we've seen a lot of hot dice this today, so it could be anything.
But I mean, 3 attack dice into 3 agility, and you have to do 4 damage.
Yeah,
That's some serious luck.
potentially second shot if the blue goes
I
fast enough to get in
I
range.
don't
of
think
the,
Mitchell's going to give that shuttle a shot. No, I don't think so. I think it's all down to the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to be quite enough gun.
So another update on a score for you. Kalen has knocked out Pierre. So Kalen Wong is through. Bartosz has beaten
Check it
Nicholas.
all the way forward.
Ollie has beaten Mikhail. And we got Alex knocked out Justin.
All right.
So we've got all our other results. So our top 8
There.
is
Focus.
Paul and Alex, and we've got Jonathan and Daniel, Bartosz and Ollie, and Kalen and the winner of this game.
All right.
Is that
Well,
alarm
well,
going off?
well.
Will be Brent's alarm to say this
Too
is
hard
over?
for blue.
Yeah, this is it.
And it's a too hard.
Yeah,
Too hard going
blue's
this
out of there.
Yeah,
the shuttle might have a shot.
I think he's going to have to roll back.
Could also boost,
Yeah.
but I don't think that
Boost might not
I don't
get out
think
of
that
arc,
saves
yeah.
him. No. A roll back might keep him out of range. I'm not sure. I would certainly roll back and take a focus. I think at this point, roll to the left, backwards and to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks like.
Because then he's also potentially facing Suntir when he comes
absolutely,
around, so he gets a
absolutely.
shot potentially if he doesn't.
Not that it matters much. It's all about survival now. Although you never know. If you lose a Viper but still put 2 on Suntir, you've got the win again.
Exactly. Yes.
So-
And there's 2 Vipers pointing in the direction of where Suntir is likely to be.
Yeah, you got to max. This is very much offense is your best defense. You don't let Suntir just come in unopposed.
Yeah.
Threaten him.
Face him.
All right, so I have.
And this is how
shield down.
generics can beat
All right, this
aces.
guy's crack shot,
You just
right?
cover,
Yeah,
you just layer those
yes, he has
arcs over
crack
each
shot
other
live.
and leave them nowhere to slip through.
Yep.
And green has crack shot too.
Cool. All right. So I'll get the
Green
one
has
hard.
crack shot. The 1 hard, which is
pays
going to
off.
put him right in front of crack shot.
It's all he's got it. He's got to take the risk though. That's all he can do.
Yeah, but he probably wants to get out of that crack shot just to be sure. Maybe boost forward. He'll get
Well,
if he's in the bullseye, he'll
The
get
question,
the focus.
the question is, do you target lock or do you boost? Probably boost for the
Well, if
extra
he
die.
takes a target lock on blue, he then gets the focus.
Alright.
So he does get modified attacks.
Yeah. So the question is, do you target lock or do you boost forward for
Yeah.
the extra die?
I mean, he's got to push 4 damage through here.
I would boost forward. But we'll
rely
see
on
what he
focus.
does. We'll see what he does.
I got time right to make a decision, right, Brent? Okay.
Yeah, he's thinking about this hard.
This is the last round. Correct.
Yeah, so he's got plenty of time
He's
to
got
consider
plenty
this.
of time.
This is a game-winning decision potentially.
Yeah, the chat agreeing lock boost.
That's what I would do. Lock boost stressed, and then you have the best chance of blowing it up.
Got a fully modded attack.
That's actually not an insignificant chance of winning the game right
No,
here.
not
This is
at all.
coming right down to the wire, and I could
It
not
is.
be more
It's gonna be good.
excited. It's all in the hands of the dice gods now.
I mean, it's an outside chance for Duncan, but he definitely has it.
A chance is a chance.
Exactly.
Never say never in X-Wing. He's got those flames jetting out of the back of Suntir.
Lego flame stuck on the back.
If anyone
cool.
can do it, it's the Baron,
It's the
right? at this
Flaming
point?
Baron.
The Flaming Baron. That sounds like a good drink.
Does. I'm
Maybe
pretty sure
next
it is.
year. Maybe next year we can have some
Prize
craft,
ball items.
some craft cocktails.
And this guy is at.
Yeah, I'm not
table
sure we can
flip,
get away with those
The
as prize
table
items.
flip, the Flaming Baron.
The barrel roll boost. Is that Evan? Is that Paul Olsen? Okay, he's got Scepters. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Just looks like we're going to be having the Separatists up on stream
Yeah,
next.
we're going to have
That's
the
exciting.
sole remaining Separatist, which is a swarm list.
I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure Paul's flying Separatists.
If it is that Separatist list, we haven't seen a swarm do this well in quite a few years,
No, it's
which is pretty cool.
yeah.
Who does Duncan ask for?
All right, here we go. Here we go. Good start.
2 hits. It's
not gonna be enough.
Going to be enough.
2.
Especially not when they evade
Yeah,
like that.
that's
So
it.
if I
That's
crack
all she
shot,
wrote.
You're not at half.
No.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, whatever. Crack shot.
Why not?
Alright, man.
Why not?
I'm going to activate the blue one first. Give me a range check here.
I'm a little surprised he didn't do a
boost
boost for the extra die. He needed the kill to win.
Hey, man. Good game, by the way.
Yeah, and it's just there
Three
you go.
dice is just not going to do it.
And that's a game that was really well flown Star Vipers.
Absolutely,
there. Really
no,
impressive.
that was beautiful to watch. Well, and it just it goes to show that well flown generics
blue fire on
can
back, range 2.
they can deal with aces. They really can.
Hey, it works like
Absolutely.
dice.
It's numbers. It's getting the right targets
I'm
online.
easily
And surprisingly
I rolled another
enough,
one, it was blank.
4 Star Vipers into what? The top 4?
So
Or are we
this
going
is
to top 8?
Top 8.
Top 8.
And the game we're going to watch next is going to be the game between Paul Olsen and Alex Farley. Paul Olsen flying the Separatist list. Just going to have a quick look at it now. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's full 8 ships.
Oh, wow.
Hang on a second. My screen isn't coping with the scroll. 1, 2, 3, 3 Separatist drones, I think, or 4 Separatist drones, 5 Separatist. Hang on a minute. You know what? I'm not going to try and do this live.
Tell you
We're going
what,
to cut away and take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
It's been a long day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, I'm super off mic now.
Super cool.
So it's
Well, who do we have left faction-wise? Anybody knocked out? Or do we have 6 factions?
6 Separatist drones, Seer, and a Trade Federation.
Awesome.
And then the other list is another Scum, Seabor.
This one, we've seen this before.
and 3 more.
Which swarm will reign supreme?
We'll see.
Okay. What else we got?
I don't know. I'm going to wait for Simon to give me the stats.
I'm going to hit Faf or be back shortly.
Okay.